This is my Hong Kong orchid tree. I wish you were here. It is super fragrant. I smell these flowers. It's beautiful. This tree will flower from December all the way through March or April if we don't get a freeze. But today we're going to talk about fish. I am going down to the Fish Story Aquarium down in Naples, Florida to see my friend Victor, and he builds a lot of his own aquariums. I'm going to look and see if I can also do the same thing. And then I'm also going to work with Universal Rock. I'm going to contact my friend Stuart, see he built those reptile cages for me. Maybe he can help build me some themed fish tanks. But first, let's feed the fish. So we're feeding the fish today. I got some red worms, I got some night crawlers, we got tilapia fillets, and we got finger mullet. And we also have some pellet food. Whenever possible, I always feed pellet food because that's a complete diet. We got the Aquamax 600, 42% protein. And we also have some New Life Spectrum sinking pellet. It is a krill-based pellet. We also feed the finger mullet, and it's a little bit colder in the winter time, so some finicky fish. We do some tilapia fillets. And once again, we got the red worms and we got the night crawlers. I heard there's someone that feeds their fish eggs and sausage.
Breakfast. Here we go. We got some sausage left over from breakfast. Gonna feed the catfish. Let's see, I got my big red tail catfish right here. Come on. Come on, get yourself a sausage. Come on. Oh! You want to hand feed them too? I wish people could see your reaction right now.
That's not fish food.
That's sausage for
breakfast. That's people food.
Yeah, it's good for them. Come on. Come on, kitty fish. Oh my God, these guys are crazy. Let's go. Come on. Oh, he's coming for the eggs. He's coming for the eggs. He's thinking about it. Oh, the other one said, get out of here. A little bit of bacon. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of bacon. Come on, a little bit of bacon. Take a little piece for me. Come on. Come on, it's got your favorite sauce, Cholulu's.
I was only joking about Chandler feeding the sausage and the eggs to the fish. He feeds a diet just like I do, a well-balanced pellet. He just had some breakfast that one day. Chandler's a cool guy, takes care of his fish. But I love what he has there. I love he has the pond and he has his fish there. And I always wanted to put fish in here. You see, I have right here, I have a heater. So right now it's 67 degrees because there's no fish in there. But I could dial this up to any temperature I want, and this pond back here would be whatever temperature I want. I want to dial it up to 72. I think Chandler's is 72. He's 2 hours south of me, so he's 72, but I'm 67, which is still okay for the fish, but about 65 is where, you know, you got to watch it with the fish. Love to get a bigger pond, put a heater in it, take a lot of my big catfish, put them in the pond, get some good wetland filtration, and go swimming and snorkeling with all my catfish. I can't wait to do that someday. Well, here we are at the Fish Story Aquarium and Rescue. And Victor, and he's gonna show us around, and I've always been inspired by him. I've been inspired by Ohio Fish Rescue, and I just gotta get tanks that I can see in. He has 10 240-gallon tanks. He has a couple of 5,000-gallon tanks. He has a homemade 25,000-gallon tank. Let's go take a look. And this is his homemade 25,000-gallon tank. It's really cool. He made this out of wood, pond liner, and acrylic panels, and everything is glued and screwed together. If you look here, so this right here is two 125s that he took apart and he glued them together. And he said, I think this is like a 300 that he's about to redo. He's going to connect it. Yeah, so it's 300. He's going to connect this one to this one and turn it into a 1,000-gallon tank. And then look at this. This is a bow front tank. And then this right here is, I don't know what it is, like a 225 in the back. And looks like he turned this into a 600 or 700 gallon tank. Another one of Victor's homemade tanks here. He has Dorado catfish is one of my favorite. I have 3 of these. And these are his 5,500 gallon tanks. Mine are like 3,000, so mine are 10 feet in diameter. I think he once told me maybe it's 13 feet from 13 feet front to back. 13 by 13. Look, he has red-tailed cats, he has silver arowanas, that's a marble acara there, another marble acara on the bottom. Ripshaw catfish. He has some gouramis in there, giant gouramis. He has Cuban gar, some Florida gar. There is another big tank with giant pacu, red-tailed cats, hybrid cats. So I gotta build my own version of this, everybody. I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like, but it has to look something like this. So this is how he started out. He started out just with these. He had 10 240 gallon tanks. I was thinking of trying 440 gallon tanks because I could have someone build them for me. I may have one of my friends help me do some homemade tanks. Maybe we can try to do some homemade 800 or 1200 gallon tanks. And I'm even thinking about building ponds in the ground. Maybe, because Victor was like, build 5,000 gallon tanks. But I don't know if I have it in me to build a 5,000 gallon tank. But I certainly would love to do 5,000 gallon ponds in the ground with biological filtration, have all my water plants filtering the water, and then you can look down on giant 4 and 6 foot fish. Because if they're 2 or 3 feet, they can certainly go in my tanks. Victor builds everything himself, and this is another tank he's working on. This is 2-inch thick acrylic. And what he's doing here is, I don't know how big this tank is. It's a triangle tank. It looks like it's 20 feet or 24 feet back. I'll have to ask him. He said he paid $4,000 for this piece of acrylic. I've seen similar pieces of acrylic for sale for $4,000. He has a lodge of imagination. I love his creativity, and I can't wait for him to get it done.
Okay, I just want to give you a little update on the Galapagos tortoise. I have a little food dish in here, and I feed him weeds and opuntia, a tiny bit of carrots, a tiny bit of kale, but I know it's very important that I do not feed produce. I'm amazed he eats everything I put. Every day I put more and more on his dish, and he just keeps eating more and more. Okay, so this is the container I have. It's a 110 gallon container. It's 5 feet by 3 feet. I put some wood on the top. I put some painter's plastic on the top, maintaining humidity at 80-85%. I open it up a little bit. Some moist soil, but you can't squeeze any water out of it. I got some oak leaves on the top. Take the cover off, and I can dry it out a little bit, and then I'll put the cover back. Okay, that's been 10 minutes, guys. He's half done. He's munching on a piece of opuntia there. And give him 30 minutes, and all that food will be gone. So there's the food dish 1 hour after I fed the tortoise.
I got a few new reptiles since I've seen you guys last. This is a white throat monitor. When I purchased them, I held them in my hands The previous owner said he was huffy and puffy but never bites. So far he is tail whipping me to death. So I really gotta start acclimating him. This right here is a bearded dragon, a red bearded dragon. I bought it the last Repticon. He's really super cool, eating greens, eating crickets, eating superworms. He's a pleasure to own. The bearded dragon is so personable. You know, one of the most personable lizards you can have. He's easy to hold. You don't worry about getting bit or a tail whipped. And he is so photogenic. This is the first time I ever tried photographing him, and he is super photogenic. And last but not least here is a jeweled Lacerda. And he has tripled in size since I got him. He was all brown, but now some of the greens and some of the blues are coming out. I am really enjoying this hobby. I am so happy I got him. He is native to southwestern Europe. And I'm curious to what his native temperatures are, because my greenhouses are 50, 55 degrees, and I'd love animals that could take those temperatures. But these lizards, super colorful. The larger they get, the more color they get. 16 to 24 inches long, and lifespan up to 20 years. Fantastic, fantastic animal. So this is the challenge I have in my garden. That Caesar's gone, and until I get someone trained, I'm temporarily the new watering guy. This perennial here is very forgiving. I caught this, I can water it, and it's gonna come right back. But palm trees are difficult. You know, palm trees, they can die, and you could be out hundreds of dollars, not just out $20. So here in Florida, the rainy season more or less is June through September, or maybe possibly October with the hurricanes. And what happens is I don't water. But then come November, you need to start watering again. And the pipes get run over 50 times with a skid steerer. You turn on the water in the fall and all the pipes leak. You know, I have hired people to replace Caesar, but there's a training curve, and I really gotta go back to my roots, and I need to train people all over again and grab the garden hose myself. So come November, you need to start watering again. And a lot of times the pipes are broken, and you just gotta have eyes in the back of your head. In order to have all these gardens and all these fish and all these reptiles, I have to take this very serious and get incredibly organized. And surround myself with good people to pull off this passion. We will see you next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.